I'd like to welcome everyone to our webinar today, presenting ATTO's Thunderbolt Creative Workflow Solutions. I'm Michelle Seifert, International Sales Executive. And just to take a quick review of our agenda items today, we'll be discussing Thunderbolt technology, Thunderbolt 3 update, Thunderbolt 3 hosts, ATTO Thunderbolt devices, and then finally we'll talk about Thunderbolt workflows. And at the end, we'll have some open questions and answers. And at this point, I'd like to introduce Megan Zemansky. She's our ThunderLink product manager. And Megan will be walking us through this webinar today. Megan?
Thanks, Michelle. So just looking at the overall Thunderbolt solution and how it came to be, the genesis of Thunderbolt is there has been a market shift to where there is now a need and an influx of small form factor hosts and mobile workstations, which have all the brains and traditional power of a tower workstation, but all the beauty and portability of a laptop. However, there still needs to be a way to have external connectivity from these latest generations of hosts. The solution to this problem was Thunderbolt technology was developed as a new transfer protocol that combines PCIe and DisplayPort by Intel and Apple. And this allows facilitation of smaller form factor hosts to have the ability for high-speed connectivity. Today, Thunderbolt is widely utilized by those who have high bandwidth workflows and connectivity needs for the latest platforms, including PC mobile workstations and Apple's current Mac Pro. Today also, Thunderbolt compatible devices for connectivity includes items such as displays, docks, cameras, adapters, AV equipment, and more. These devices often facilitate creative workflows which continue to have higher bandwidth requirements. This is driven by continued trends such as the transition from HD to 4K video. Thunderbolt's flexible ability to be plug and play and allow for hot plugging and daisy chaining means it has also become a key part of mobile workflows, including on-set editing. While Thunderbolt is a more recent transfer technology, it has gone through some rapid and dramatic changes throughout the past few years. The original version of Thunderbolt provided 10 gigabit per second transfer rates. This has now doubled in each generation, where Thunderbolt 3 has increased performance limitations to 40 gigabits per second. Thunderbolt 2 devices are currently widely available and supported. Thunderbolt 3 was announced in 2015, and the latest platforms and devices are now shipping and are steadily increasing adoption with support for this latest generation. Thunderbolt 3 is specifically designed for high-performance connectivity. It extends speeds to 40 gigabits per second, or in actual max throughput, 2750 megabytes per second. This chart from Intel compares directly the performance of Thunderbolt to another transfer protocol, USB. As you can see, the latest generation of USB is currently now matched to where the first generation of Thunderbolt began, and Thunderbolt is currently at the speed of 4 times where USB currently is. Thunderbolt 3, since it's designed for high performance, is able to have a higher capacity, and here are a few examples of what that transfer rate translates to in terms of real-world applications. Whether it's 4K video or other types of large I/O or transfer sizes, Thunderbolt is designed to keep up with the speeds to meet the growing needs of bandwidth growth based on increased file sizes and data growth. One major change physically with Thunderbolt 3 is it now uses a USB-C connector as opposed to the previous 2 generations, which used a mini display connector. You can see the images of the 2 on the screen. USB-C is simply the connector portion, so it still needs to support a transfer standard. USB 3.1, or also known as USB 3.1 Gen 2, is going to provide widespread connectivity at 10 gigabits per second and is typically the standard support you find being utilized over USB-C connectors. So not all USB-C supported hosts are going to support Thunderbolt connectivity. In order for a host that utilizes USB-C to be Thunderbolt enabled, it'll be designated by the Thunderbolt logo, which is the lightning marker you can see on the devices on the screen. Using Thunderbolt 3 over USB-C means that you're going to be able to utilize the 2750 megabytes per second throughput of Thunderbolt 3 while also being able to add USB devices to the end of the chain. One of the largest areas of growth for Thunderbolt 3 has been in the PC market. In order to utilize Thunderbolt, having a Thunderbolt-enabled host is the catalyst for this connectivity. Numerous PC providers have all released the latest versions of their hosts with Thunderbolt 3 support, including companies such as Dell, HP, Lenovo, and Asus. All of these have mobile workstations featuring USB-C connectors with support for Thunderbolt 3. And Apple, who has a very long history in providing Thunderbolt hosts, announced their first platforms in the fall of 2016. The highest performing of the newest MacBook Pros has 4 fully routed Thunderbolt 3 ports. While the latest hosts provide Thunderbolt 3 connectivity via USB-C connector, there is still a way to use your current Thunderbolt 2 devices with the latest PCs. In order to do so, you simply utilize what is known as a legacy adapter that are available from companies such as StarTech. You will be able to reach the full potential of your Thunderbolt 2 products with these devices while future-proofing your solution by purchasing a Thunderbolt 3 host. Apple also has released a legacy adapter that allows for the same backwards compatibility for Thunderbolt 2 devices with the latest hosts. However, their legacy adapter is also bidirectional, meaning additionally, you can connect the latest Thunderbolt 3 devices to current widespread platforms and their current versions, such as the Mac Pro, Mac Mini, and iMac. There are several types of USB-C cables specifically available for Thunderbolt 3. This includes both active and passive cables. Thunderbolt 3 cables will be clearly marked with the Intel Thunderbolt logo, and additional information such as a 3 on the base of the cable will be able to point to if the cable will provide full 40 gigabit per second connectivity, as there are also passive Thunderbolt 3 cables that only provide 20 gigabit per second performance. So now we're going to look at what ATTO has in terms of our Thunderbolt devices. So ATTO has a long history in developing storage and network connectivity products, such as network interface cards and host bus adapters. With Thunderbolt-enabled hosts, there's an absence of a PCIe slot internally in the computer. So fiber channel, SAS, Ethernet, and RAID connectivity now happens externally via an ATTO Thunderbolt device. ATTO Thunderbolt devices provide the same connectivity to storage area networks, local area networks, and storage devices that can be expected from ATTO products, and always focus on high performance and low latency. ATTO provides connectivity for both Thunderbolt 2 and Thunderbolt 3 hosts. We currently are shipping 13 different Thunderbolt products, which range from items such as Thunderbolt 2 to 6 gig SAS RAID, to Thunderbolt 3 to 32 gig fiber channel. We also provide both single and dual options for Ethernet to provide more connectivity options to better fit your workflow. Physically, ATTO's products are designed for the needs of content creation workflows. The products are purpose-made, so there's not the higher power consumption and several points of failure like you may see with alternative Thunderbolt solutions. The physical product was also designed to remain cool and quiet during operation. ATTO also provides any needed optics, which include SFPs and QSFPs, which have been already tested for compatibility and optimal performance. Portability and low form factors are an important feature of our Thunderbolt devices. The benefit of portability can also require an increase in accountability to ensure the device is secure and available. All ATTO Thunderbolt devices come with a Kensington security slot, which is compatible with any standard Kensington lock and can not only ensure security, but also proper setup and configuration availability when multiple people are using the same setup. ATTO is also the only company to also provide a locking power supply with each device. This allows your power supply to be tightly fastened and ensure your device is always powered on and ready when you need it. Other features for workflow optimization include ATTO's multipath director, which is a specialized multipathing driver incorporated into ATTO's fiber channel Thunderbolt devices that improves overall fiber channel SAN efficiency and consistent, uninterrupted access to your data through failover and load balancing protection. ATTO Multipath Director helps to eliminate connectivity issues between workstation servers and storage systems by utilizing multiple data paths. This means multiple hosts can share storage, enable collaborative workflows, and real-time access to content to meet project deadlines by using more than one fiber channel path to access data. ATTO's advanced data streaming manages latency and provides controlled acceleration for smooth data streaming to maintain the highest consistent performance. ADS ensures best-in-industry data transfers for high bandwidth applications, which means better performance for end users. Especially in the content creation market, this translates to smooth data delivery where frames are not dropped and there is consistent, uninterrupted streaming. The ATTO config tool is another tool that we have that allows you to customize the settings of your ATTO Thunderbolt device to maximize the performance of your storage connection. Additionally, this utility can be used for items such as verifying that you're using the current drivers and flash files. Greater compatibility and interoperability translates into more connectivity options and simpler deployments for workflow integration. ATTO Thunderbolt devices consistently are tested with a wide variety of categories, including storage systems and switches. This allows integrators more options for tested compatibility and peace of mind that components will all work seamlessly. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of workflow solutions that feature both ATTO Thunderbolt devices and some of our partners. ATTO Thunderbolt devices play a key role in creating workflows that extend across all major storage protocols. Integrators are looking to create a solution which will save time and money by allowing more users to collaborate and implementing efficiencies in data delivery time. Ultimately, this allows for deliverables to be brought in on time, on schedule, and on budget. The first workflow we are going to look at addresses the need for more collaboration. ATTO 10 gigabit Ethernet Thunderlink products are certified with the Avid Nexus shared storage product line. This allows users to have connectivity and storage options regardless of if their needs are entry-level, small to mid-sized broadcast and post, or broadcast and enterprise. ATTO is the only purpose-made solution certified for Thunderbolt connectivity with Avid shared storage. The combination of ATTO Thunderbolt products with Avid shared storage and the 20-plus-year relationship between the two companies provide users the ability to work at higher resolutions and edit more streams of standard definition, high definition, and 4K video. Avid shared storage offers solutions that allow for a small group or up to several hundreds of collaborators to be working at once. This workflow is supported by ATTO Thunderbolt devices, meaning it is backed by a solid proven Ethernet stack and macOS expertise. This is also an ideal solution for editing workflows because Avid shared storage provides the flexibility to support a variety of software packages, including software such as Adobe Premiere, Apple Final Cut Pro, Avid Media Composer, and DaVinci Resolve. The second workflow addresses the need for speed, capacity, expandability, and reliability. This features ATTO and Infotron storage and was an actual solution which was deployed at a subscription video on demand service. The goal of this workflow was to meet the demand as video transitions to higher bandwidth requiring formats. For editing, the ATTO Thunderbolt products provide a low profile and quiet product ideal for on-site and editing suites. This solution also benefits from the fact that all of ATTO's fiber channel products feature our multipath director, which was designed for failover and load balancing. Our final workflow shows ATTO Thunderbolt devices and network interface cards connecting to Isolon storage. This workflow addresses the need for data access that is also scalable. This workflow allows for different types of hosts, whether it be mobile or traditional workstations across a variety of operating systems to all access the same storage. The storage is designed to grow as the need for users increases. ATTO Thunderbolt devices allow for easy deployment and connectivity into existing workflows. If any technical issues do arise, configuration assistance is needed, ATTO has an in-house support staff available to assist in a timely manner. So overall, Thunderbolt 3 is going to widen your bandwidth to 40 gigabits per second or 2750 megabytes per second, enough throughput to manage the needs of today's growing bandwidth demands. The latest generation also features USB-C connectors, which have been implemented on numerous hosts for both Mac and PC users, and ATTO is able to provide connectivity for these new hosts via our latest Thunderbolt 3 devices, which are ideal for high-performance workflows, especially for the content creation market.
And here is Megan's contact details, and when we're recording this webinar today, so it will be, again, available for you to see. So at this point, we're going to open up for questions. So what we would like you to do is just take a moment. You can type the questions in, and we'll ask maybe 2 or 3. Some of them that people have typed in for us would be great. We'll just give everyone a quick second. Well, I think I'll get started because a couple came in previous that I'd like to ask Megan at this point. Sure. So, Megan, one of the questions that came in, what is the status of your Mac drivers for Thunderbolt 3?
Sure, that's a good question. So for Thunderbolt 3, part of the process is we are certified with Intel on every operating system that we use. So ATTO has 6 Thunderbolt 3 products. We have 16 and 32 gig fiber channel, as well as single and dual 10 gig and 40 gig Ethernet. So the status of the Mac drivers is we currently have available our 16 gig and 32 gig fiber channel for both Mac and Windows. And our Ethernet products we will have most likely by the end of the month, by the end of May. So it's coming very soon. Those products are certified for Windows users right now, and within the next couple weeks, users should be able to utilize those for those latest Mac platforms.
So we have fiber channel,
yeah,
and Ethernet is coming.
Yes.
Okay, correct. Do you have a recommended host for getting maximum throughput of Thunderbolt 3?
That's a good question as well. So some of the hosts that I listed in the presentation have been tested by ATTO already for compatibility and for maximum throughput. You can also check out on the atto.com website. We have an interoperability matrix that will also point to the host that ATTO is tested with. But one of the things I do want to point out that it's important for users to verify that the Thunderbolt port was fully routed on a host when they purchase it, because some of them were only routed for half of the lanes. So you want to make sure, so anything that ATTO lists on our interoperability site has been tested for full throughput, but you want to make sure you double check before purchasing a host that you're able to get your max throughput of Thunderbolt 3.
All right, and then we have time for one more. Are optical cables available for Thunderbolt 3?
So as of right now, it is just active and passive cables. Optical cables are still in development, but there are optical cables available for Thunderbolt 2, and those can reach up to lengths of 60 meters.
All right, and we will stop there. Again, this webinar we did record, and we'll be emailing it to those that have registered. And if you would like an actual copy of the presentation, feel free to send us an email, and we can take care of that. So I'd like to say thank you to Megan and everyone that joined us today. Have a great day. Thank you very much.